It's The Local Show on News Radio 570 WSYR, a service of Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Geddes Federal Savings and Loan. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show is locally produced by Zoe Advertising. Now, your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Welcome back and welcome in. This is hour number 2 of The Local Show. Get ready for some engaging interviews with Stan Shane, the owner of Syracuse Dog Fence, and then we'll talk with Rob Murphy, the store manager at Installations Unlimited. And then Robert Doherty talks to us about chimneys, because he is Mr. Chimney Man. We are broadcasting from the Zoe Advertising Studios, sponsored by Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Geddes Federal Savings and Loan. Steve, are you all strapped in?
I am. The place is going to the dogs. Tom.
Yes, I heard that.
It is.
You have what seems to be a beagle.
A beautiful young beagle. That
Yes.
was last week. We had Humane CNY, or a week or two on here.
Yes,
we had them
we
on
did.
the show. Well, I'm holding one of their adoptees.
Yeah.
That Stanley from Syracuse Dog Fence has adopted, and
That is wonderful.
And I don't know that he's going to get this dog Cassius. I don't think he's going to get him back. So people on the YouTube stream, certainly you can see the beagle who's now
Yes.
sniffing the mic. That's not me breathing into the mic.
Check out and
look at that. She gave me a kiss, Tom.
those videos are up and running today, right?
Yep,
of course.
Yep. Go there. Just go
Yes.
to the Zoe page, and you'll see the Local Show recordings.
Right, you
from
go to
the past,
YouTube,
yeah.
Go to YouTube, and you can see the past ones and the current ones,
You
and
got
you can
it.
see Cash, the beagle, right there.
And Stan.
And Stan,
the
Stan,
beagle
or
owner.
should I say, Santa Claus?
Yes, there is.
Yes, I'm getting into the spirit.
I can see that. Yeah, he calls that a hunting beard, but he never brings back any venison. What's the deal with that, Stan?
Well, 2 weeks ago I was up in Maine bear hunting. Didn't bring any bears back.
Okay.
Oh my
No bear,
goodness!
no
Look
Stan.
at you at your advanced age. You're out there hunting for bear.
Yes.
That's right.
You're a man's man.
Yeah, he does it from a truck. They didn't tell you that. No, he doesn't. No.
You're a regular Merle Haggard.
Something like that.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, we're talking with Stan Shane. He is the owner of Syracuse Dog Fence, SyracuseDogFence.com. Stan, talk to us about your personal and professional background really quick. I'll give you 30 seconds to unpack who you are and how you got into this business.
Well, I don't have any background.
He was
That fits
never
right in,
here.
doesn't Actually, I was doing engineering, construction like
Okay.
that, and decided I want to go into business for myself. And I had a chance to start installing electronic dog fences, invisible type fences,
Right, yeah.
and like that. And I started that up, and I did it for my own dog, and I turned it into a business, a company that I'm doing full time now with my wife.
Wonderful.
For how long?
For how long have you been doing that?
We're going to be going into our 23rd year.
Yeah.
Wow, that's quite some time. Yeah.
Right.
So you're like the king of pet containment systems. Dogs are pretty important people, part of everyone's life. So, I think a lot of people want to figure out a way to keep their dogs safe and in the yard. And these fenceless systems are a pretty good way to do it, right? Even in the winter.
Absolutely, and we do it all winter long. Just people do not call us during the winter because they think, oh, it's cold, you can't do it.
Wow. Well, we can't have that.
We can get them in. What we do is we get across driveways and for snow plowing, and then we just stomp the wire down in the snow and flag it, and we get it going. Help you train the dog, and the dog stays in probably within a week.
So how does your pet containment system work? Explain the process from the time that you do the electronics portion of it as well as the training. How does it all work?
Okay, first thing is my installer, Jamie, who's been with me for 17 years. He's a long timer. He comes in, he meets the client, which I've already estimated the client, usually online. We do estimates now. So if you call me up, you can estimate within 15 minutes. But he comes in, he goes over everything, he walks around with a client, and the client shows them where they want the wire to go, where they want the dogs to stay in, stay out of, and like that. Usually it's the road they want them to stay out of, which
Right, of course.
is the whole idea of the thing. He lays out what flags where the owner wants it. Then he goes to work. He puts a transmitter inside the garage or an outbuilding so that it's protected from weather. He brings 2 wires out, and if you bring them out in the same trench, it cancels the signal. Then when you get to the boundary, you run the wire around the outside. We flag it. At that point, we start training the dog. We set the correction levels on the collar to very low levels, and we teach a dog where it's good and where it's bad. When the dog goes in and he feels a little tickle, like a flea biting him, and you pull him back, pretty soon the dog figures out, hey, if I don't go there, it doesn't start.
Right. Yeah, okay.
Cash, my buddy here, we got him a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
He is fully trained to the fence now.
Wow.
We let him out.
No kidding.
He goes out. This morning he was out at sunup.
So what about people standing that say, well, I've got a pit bull or a Rottweiler.
Right.
He's gonna, I know somebody had one of those fences and they don't work but the dogs are too tough.
Well, a lot of people say, I've got a beagle. And beagles follow their nose. You can't keep a beagle in.
That's right. And I own one. I know that. I've seen it.
Cash is number 7 of beagles that we've had.
Wow. Tom, we met Stan here a dozen years ago or so. And we were looking for a system to keep the dog. And I mean, everybody knows Invisible Fence because that's kind of the brand name. Mm-hmm. But there's different people that may have similar products. And we wanted somebody local and local company. So we called several of them. Stan came out and actually did the estimate, met Zoe. And I think that's the favorite thing I ever bought for the house. And you know me, houses are laborious, right?
Yeah, yes, absolutely.
We'd let the dog up. Dog would never leave the yard. Chase a rabbit right up to the edge. It kept Zoe safe and in the yard. And it was amazing. And that's how we originally met way back.
Yeah.
And it was a neat thing. But
and I'm happy to say that I've known Stan since probably 2016, and we've had him on the radio show. Oh gosh, a good dozen times or so. And every time I say I'm going to have him out to the house, and I still haven't. Yeah. That's how good I am with follow up.
So are you going to put a pool in or get a Syracuse dog fence? Which one are you doing first?
Here's the thing: the winter is coming, and I think that I am not unique. That's one thing I found out. I'm not unique.
I don't know about that.
Well, I'm weird and quirky, but maybe not unique. I think that a lot of people look at the wintertime, right, and they have their pets, and they say, I don't want to go out there and put them on the leash, and the leash freezes, and it's tough, and, they and then if you don't have a fence, and fences sometimes de-beautify your property.
Right. I agree.
It closes you in and all that. So with the winter coming up, I think a lot of people might use this as an option, and they should talk to you because the dogs can run out into the snow, play around and all that, and they're still safe. And they come back in, and you don't have to go out with them.
That's right. They come right back in, and it meets the standards of, the safekeeping of a dog, that you're not tying them out during the winter.
Yeah, right.
That, especially if you let us put a dog door in for you, then he can go out.
Oh, you do that too?
Oh, we do that too.
Oh, I had no idea.
Your dog can go out in the yard through the dog door, then spend the time outside that he wants to spend, and then come back through the dog door inside to get warm, have a drink.
We got to have you come
food.
up. We've got to have
No,
you.
and it was a difference. Now, the price was less with Stan, I'll be honest,
right,
than the Invisible Fence at the time. That was the company we called, and maybe one other one. But it was really, I just liked the service. I liked that the training came with it.
Yep.
And you guys were like, we guarantee it. I'm like, what do you mean guarantee? The dog will stay in the yard. And I was a little leery.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are, right?
Everybody says, well, my dog is special. It's this macho dog. He's just going to go through it. He's not going to obey the rules. If you teach him right, if you allow us to teach him right, teach you right, show you what to do, and you follow through, the dog will stay in the yard.
And for people who are skeptical or think that it's inhumane and all that, talk about the people that endorse your system, your pet containment system.
Most veterinarians in this area, I have probably 43 different
43
local vets.
Wow.
That either have my system or endorse me and say you get it. I've got one vet in Verona that will take in. I got his system set up. I did his son's house, his daughter's house for their dogs, and they're all for it. He recommends us above anybody else.
And what I do know as our segment time runs out, battery, they don't have to buy batteries.
Oh, right, yeah, because they're rechargeable
with some of those national
collars.
systems, they make all their money on selling the batteries. Rechargeable collars, and Tom, you can even run it off your phone with the app and stuff. It's very, very, very cool.
All right, well, let's call Shane. Shane.
Let's call him Shane.
How many times have I said that?
I don't. Just
Stan.
Cash.
Thanks for coming, Shane.
Stan Shane, owner of Syracuse Dog Fence. Call now, folks. It's 415 5555.
And
correct?
that's your direct number, right?
That's my direct number.
Yeah, 415-5555, SyracuseDogFence.com. Go on the site. Get it done this year. Let's get things going before the holidays hit. And call now and get those estimates and get your dog taken care of. I'm saying this loud and clear so that when my wife hears the show, we know to do it as well.
There we go.
Okay. All right. That's Stan Shane. Rob Murphy's coming up next. He is the store manager at Installations Unlimited. Boy, have they changed over the years and got lots of stuff. We're going to talk with him coming up next on the local show on 570 WSYR.